And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, if you want to watch live, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to takesbyfans.com/watch. If you want to watch but not live, you can head over to our YouTube channel or our website, Takes by Fans, to watch all of the shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And then if you just want to listen to me, we are on podcasting apps: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big all Monday. Sheesh, folks. All that craziness that happened yesterday in the NFL, all those upsets. Who would have seen all those coming? Well, we saw most of them coming, folks. We did pretty good. So we're gonna be breaking down all of the games from yesterday's Sunday slate in the NFL, getting us on a nice baseline of what happened to Week 9 so we can continue looking at Week 9 throughout the week and start looking at Week 10 when the time comes. And then, as always, we've got our NBA Daily 10. So we've got a lot to talk about today, so we just got to jump right into it. And we are going to really strictly follow this 10-minute clock. A lot of NBA last night, but we've got to move on for the NFL because there's a lot of NFL on yesterday as well. So we are sticking very strictly to our 10 minutes. I know we usually go over in our NBA 10. We don't have time for that today in the show. So without further ado, next 10 minutes and 10 minutes only of uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened yesterday in the NBA, and that starts right now. Alrighty, in the NBA, let's just go right into the games, folks. First one up, Nets get the win over the Raptors. Raptors played good. They lost by 13, unfortunately, but they were solid in this game. They lose 116-103. Who did good for the Nets? Kevin Durant, as always, 31 points, 7 assists. James Harden, 28 points, 8 assists, 10 rebounds. That's really all you need to know. Joe Harris is still not really where we need them, but they're getting wins, so we can't really knock this team too much. And then for the Raptors, really good performance by everybody besides Scotty Barnes. Unfortunately, 8 points. He had 5 steals, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, so I guess I could take that back. Really, everybody had a really good performance here for the Raptors. OG Anunoby, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Siakam finally back, and he's playing the 5, 15 points, 4 rebounds, but this is his first game back, so we won't kind of knock him too much. Gary Trent Jr., 14 points. Fred VanVleet, 21 points, 8 assists. And then since Pascal Siakam's at the 5, Precious Achiuwa coming down to the bench, 13 points, 8 rebounds. So once again, this is a really good Raptors team. They went toe-to-toe with the Nets, didn't get blown out too bad. So overall, once again, we are still buying this Raptors team and Nick Nurse, and we'll see how this Raptors team starts to kind of welcome Siakam back and how they kind of handle that lineup in the rotations and all that. So yes, the Nets win, but we are still high on the Raptors. Next game, we had Cavs and the Knicks, and the Cavs win. Ooh, yes, sir. Cavs win 126-109. Loving this Cavs team, folks. We got updated power rankings coming on Friday's show for the NBA, and I think we can maybe think about putting the Cavs in the top 10, folks. Loving it. Jared Allen, 18 points, 17 rebounds. Darius Garland, 16 points. Colin Sexton, only 8 points. But who stepped up big time? Ricky Rubio off the bench with 37 big old points and 10 assists. And then Evan Mobley doing Evan Mobley things out here. 26 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Absolutely fantastic. So usually we need to see the 2 guards step up, but Ricky Rubio said, all right, just hold on. Let me show you how an OG gets it done. And Ricky Rubio did exactly just that. Knicks losing, not the greatest look for them. We finally get Derrick Rose in the starting lineup because Kemba Walker did not play. So this is kind of what we've a little bit been clamoring for. Derrick Rose in the starting lineup, 17 points, 5 assists. He was a minus 20 on the floor, unfortunately, and it did result in a loss. So maybe we weren't really right of having Derrick Rose be the starting point guard. Unfortunate. But it's only one game, and we'll see what happens when Kemba comes back and all that. Evan Fournier didn't have the best game, 15 points on 2 of 7 from the 3. Julius Randle, 19 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, really good there. And then off the bench, not bad. Alec Burks, 10 points off the bench. Emmanuel Quickly, 12 points, 5 assists off the bench. And Obi Toppin, 11 points, 2 rebounds off the bench. Unfortunately, the Cavs were just on their bullshit scoring-wise, especially Ricky Rubio. So shout out to the Cavs, folks. Love seeing this Cavs team have success. What do they got? 5, 7. I can't believe they're 7-4 so far. The Nets are 7-3. Do I dare say the Cavs are better than the Nets? You're absolutely right. We're not saying that quite yet, but I do want to say that at some point this season, and we'll see if we ever get to that point. But very well done for the Cavs of getting this big old win. Love it. All right, and talk about good wins that we love. The Magic beat the Jazz 107-100, and we love seeing this Magic team have success because we know if the Magic are winning, it's our man Cole Anthony getting it done, folks. Cole Anthony, 33 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, getting it done. Whoa, fantastic night by Cole Anthony. Cannot shout out this man enough, folks. Wendell Carter Jr., 22 points, 15 rebounds. What a great night as well. Mo Bamba at the 5, 9 points, 7 rebounds. And then we had Franz Wagner, 10 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Man, oh man, Cole Anthony can facilitate this mother-loving team, folks. What a win here over the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell, 21 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. Rudy Gobert, 21 points, 15 rebounds. Bogdanovich, 13 points. Royce O'Neal, 14 points. Joe Ingles, though, in the starting lineup because of blanking on the name, unfortunate, because of their Mike Conley, there it is. Joe Ingles fills in for the 5.6 assists. Jordan Clarkson off the bench, taking 13 shots, puts up 6 points. Womp, womp. And then Hassan Whiteside, love seeing him off the bench, and he had a real good performance last night, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Unfortunately, Jordan Clarkson was off. Joe Ingles did not step in for Mike Conley, what Mike Conley can do, and they lose to the Magic. But shout out to the Magic, folks. Man, oh man, Cole Anthony, he's a dog, folks. The man is a straight up dog. Absolutely love it. All right, next game up here, Bucks at the Wizards, and the Bucks lose another game. We're gonna have to see, did they have Brook Lopez and all their other pieces here? So we'll check that out in a second. But the Wizards win 101-94, and the Wizards, what a good win here again. Bradley Beal doing Bradley Beal things, 30 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, truly being the main facilitator on this floor. Kyle Kuzma, second leading scorer with 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists, and pretty efficient, 54% on 11 shots. We'll take that. Daniel Gafford at the 5, 11 points, 8 rebounds. KCP at the 3, 5 points, 2 rebounds. Didn't really shoot that much. And then Spencer Dinwiddie, 6 points and 4 assists at the 1. Not the best performance, but they are able to get the job done. And then Montrezl Harrell off the bench, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Love seeing that. Denny Avdija, 3 points, but he had 9 rebounds and 4 assists, a plus 10 on the floor. Fantastic. And then Raul Neto, only 4 points, but once again, we can expect some big things from him, every now and then. So just getting solid production, a plus 4 on the floor. That's what we're looking for, and the Wizards get the win at home. And now for this Bucks team. Drew Holiday is back, but unfortunately they still don't have Brook Lopez. And who else did that? They didn't have Chris Middleton either. So once again, this Bucks team not up to the best start this season, not very healthy, not having their really kind of core 5 in the starting lineup. So switching around some pieces, unfortunately not able to get some wins. But Giannis, 29 points, 18 rebounds. Grayson Allen, 19 points, 3 of 8 from 3. He really had to step up and kind of be still kind of only the number 3 scorer since Drew Holiday's here, but he stepped up and was the second leading scorer. So once again, big shout out to Grayson Allen, folks. He is the exact role player needed for this Bucks team to kind of have a chance to repeat. So we shout that man out. Bobby Portis playing the 5, 13 points, 13 rebounds. Drew Holiday back in the starting lineup, 14 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. We still got George Hill in the starting lineup, which we really don't want to see. 6 points, 3 assists, and then just unfortunately nothing good off the bench because a lot of people coming off the bench had to play in the starting lineup because their starters were not in the game. But Wizards taking advantage when they need to. 101-94, great win. All right, then we get the Pacers at the Kings, and finally the Pacers win a game, 94-91 over the Kings. Close game. Once again, this Pacers team doesn't blow out anybody. If they win a game, it's always going to be close. Sabonis, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Miles Turner, 12 points, 15 rebounds. Karis LeVert, 22.6 rebounds. Fantastic. TJ McConnell, 18 points. And then Chris Duarte, 15 points, 5 rebounds. So the starters all got it done. Fantastic. And then the Kings, unfortunate loss here. De'Aaron Fox, 17 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 3 3 rebounds. Buddy Hield off the bench, 17 points, tied for second leading scorer here, 5 of 12 from the 3, classic game. David Mitchell off the bench, 2 points, 6 assists. Ooh, still not where he needs to be as a rookie. Raquan Holmes at the 5, 11 points, 9 rebounds. And then the leading scorer, Harrison Barnes, 22 points, but 1 of 6 from 3, and 9 of the points came from the free throw line. So an unfortunate tonight all around scoring wise for the Kings, and they lose to the Pacers. Then we get the Spurs at the Thunder. Thunder winning 99-94. Who got it done for the Thunder? Well, it was kind of everybody getting it done for the starting lineup. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 14 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. What a night by him. Not efficient, but still able to get it done. Josh Giddey filling in for the 2, 7 points, 7 rebounds. Lugens Dort, 13 points, 7 rebounds, a plus 12 on the floor. Jeremiah Robinson Earls at the 5 here, 13 points, 4 rebounds. And then Darius Baisley, 11 points, 11 rebounds. So all the starters having some solid contribution there. And then beating the Spurs, nothing great. We had Keldon Johnson leading scorer, 22 points. Derek White, no points on 10 shots. That's a recipe for disaster if you're the starter anywhere in the starter. I don't care if you're the 1 or the 2 or the 3 or the 4 or the 5. If you're going 0 of 10, you're probably going to lose the game, and that's exactly what kind of happened. Shout out to Thaddeus Young off the bench, 10 points, 8 rebounds, and Lonnie Walker off the bench, 15 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Unfortunately, the Spurs lose last 2 games, and we got 50 seconds left. Let's see if we can go. Here we go. Warriors beat the Rockets 120-107. What a night by this Warriors team. Curry, 20 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Jordan Poole, 25 points, led the team in scoring. Shout out to Jordan Poole. I mean, this man is truly getting it done. Kevon Looney still at the 5, 3 points, 3 rebounds. Andrew Wiggins, consistent, solid as heck, 16 points. Not the most efficient, 1 of 6 from 3, but he was still a plus 5 on the floor. And then look at this great bench production. Namaja Jellica, 9 points. Gary Payton, 10 points, 4 steals, 3 assists. Otto Porter Jr., 15 points, 9 rebounds. Juan Toscan Anderson, 8 points, 4 rebounds, able to get it done over the Rockets, who has Daniel Tice back in the starting lineup. We know that's going to be a loss. And then the very last game from the night, Hornets at the Clippers, and the Clippers come back 22-0 run in the fourth quarter to come and win the game, 120-106. Very well done. That is our 10 minutes, but let's quickly finish up this quickly because we have to shout out Paul George, 20 points, 8 assists, 9 rebounds, and he's the real main reason why they won this game. Big shout out to him. Reggie Jackson, 19 points, and then Luke Kennard off the bench, 18 points. But man, oh man, Paul George, folks, give it up. A 22-0 run in the fourth quarter, and they're able to beat the Hornets. Unfortunate there. So that is the NBA from last night. And the last thing I want to talk about quickly is the story here. The Celtics are interested in trading for Ben Simmons. Any deal for Simmons would have to include Jaylen Brown. And at that point, no, you need Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Swapping out Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons, I don't think helps the Celtics at all. I think it makes them a little bit worse because you don't have a lot of great shooters on this team. And Ben Simmons, as we all know, cannot shoot. So you cannot make the deal Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons. Now, I would like Ben Simmons with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think that could work, but you cannot deal Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. I know they won't deal Tatum for Ben Simmons, but they would maybe think about Jaylen Brown, and you cannot do that. You don't have scorers on this team. You need scorers. You're already not a good team. Getting Ben Simmons for Jaylen Brown would be absolutely catastrophic. So do not go out and get Ben Simmons if you have to get rid of Jaylen Brown, but we'll see what happens. Alrighty, that is all the NBA from last night, folks. Shoosh, all right. We'll be back tomorrow with our next NBA Daily 10, seeing what happens in the league tonight on tomorrow's show. Alrighty, now let's head over to the NFL. Man, oh man, what a Week 9 Sunday that was, folks. A lot of teams lost that probably shouldn't have lost. The Bills getting blown out. And remember, that was really one of the only games that we did not take this week. We were feeling extra great, folks. We had a betting spectacular this week with 11 picks that we cut down to 10. We took out the Cardinals +2 because Kyler Murray wasn't playing. Fools on us. They went anyway. So unfortunately, we didn't have that extra pick. We officially marked it 10 official picks this week, and we did pretty decent, folks, pretty good. So we'll talk about all those. But yeah, the Bills not covering. We said stay away from it because we're at 14.5. Now we're talking about backdoor covers. We didn't even need a backdoor cover because the Bills couldn't even put up 14.5 points themselves. So those big spreads like that in games that teams should probably win, it's always kind of safer. I know it doesn't sound right, but it's always a little safer to stay away from those, and we stayed away from that one. So And that's that. Alrighty, now let's start talking and breaking down these Week 9 matchups from yesterday in the NFL. So here we go. First matchup up here, Falcons at the Saints. And man, oh man, folks, this Falcons team, they do us dirty every single week. We bet on them, they look atrocious. We bet against them, they get it done and win the game. I mean, we cannot win. So we've got kind of the two enigmas in the NFL. The Vikings, that, once again, a total enigma from this week, played good the entire game and ends up losing still. Classic Vikings. So once again, that enigma of the Minnesota Vikings is right. And now we have the enigma of the Atlanta Falcons that we just cannot pick when they're going to be good and bad. So we are truly staying away from betting Atlanta, betting against Atlanta for the rest of the season, folks. We cannot deal with any more losses here of Falcons covering when they probably shouldn't have. So Falcons get the win 27-25 here. We had the Saints -6 this week. Unfortunate they lose outright. So one of our picks, that is, and this is officially wrong, folks. We were just wrong about this one. We didn't like Trevor Siemian in the starting lineup here, but he ended up getting the nod to go, and we still sticked with the pick. But Trevor Siemian out here, 25 of 41 for 249 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, no picks. Did he fumble? Yes, he did fumble, and he did lose it. When did this fumble come? It came, when do we got this fumble at? Fumble, but here we go. It came in the fourth quarter when they were down 17-6, and the Falcons go and take it in for a touchdown, making it 24-6. And once again, don't get kind of too caught up in the final score. This was a blowout by the Falcons, folks, truly. Up 24-6 with how much time left? We got 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Saints go down touchdown to take the lead 25-24. Once again, classic Atlanta blowing a big old lead in the fourth quarter. When have we seen this before, right, folks? Geez, so the Saints, I mean, they do a good job to come back, but real late and kind of garbage time a little bit. They took the lead, so it's not officially garbage time, but in the end of the day, they weren't moving the ball the entire game, folks. And even on this one touchdown drive, folks, I mean, look how they scored the touchdown drive. Are y'all ready? When they're down 24-13, they have a 27-yard penalty, pass incomplete, a 14-yard penalty, a 7-yard run, a 7-yard pass, a 4-yard run, a pass incomplete, and then Alvin Kamara up the middle for 2 yards for the touchdown. So it's not like Trevor Siemian was moving the ball here, and I really thought, you should have started Taysom Hill this week. We just watched Trevor Siemian last week. The accuracy was all over the place, and once again, the accuracy this week was once again all over the place. They weren't really stretching the field vertically, putting up the points, scoring the ball, getting into scoring position, anything like that. So, heading into next week, I still want to see Taysom Hill as the starting guy. It's kind of crazy how we had a quarterback battle of Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill as kind of the two main people vying for the starting job, and Taysom Hill gets kind of sidetracked by Trevor Siemian here. I don't think that makes that much sense, but all right. Trevor Siemian, let's start breaking down some stats here. He goes 25 of 41 for 60% completion percentage. That's not really anything we like. He had 249 yards on 25 completions, so I'll give him that. 2 touchdowns, great. No interceptions, great. But once again, it all kind of came in the fourth quarter. You weren't really competitive and consistent this entire game. Taysom Hill went 2 of 2 for 33 yards, folks. He's the better passer. We got 60% completion percentage or 100%. Which one are you taking? Give me the 100%, folks. So I really want to see Taysom Hill be the starting quarterback for the Saints next week. And if we have to see Trevor Siemian again, I think we have to stay away from the Saints. I really just think that's what it has to be. And an unfortunate defensive performance by the Saints team coming off of a really good defensive performance last week against the Bucs, forcing 3 turnovers on Brady. In this Falcons team, no turnovers. Matt Ryan played a clean game. I mean, how do you live with yourself as a defense coming away and having to say Matt Ryan played a clean game? You did something wrong then if Matt Ryan's playing clean games out here. Alvin Kamara for the Saints, 13 rushes for 50 yards and a touchdown. Mark Ingram, 9 carries for 43 yards. So once again, we know the rushing attack here for the Saints is good, and I just don't understand why we're throwing the ball 41 times. I get you're down, but you really didn't get down big bad until the fourth quarter fumble. I mean, you in the third quarter you were down 17-3. I mean, that's only 2 touchdowns. You can still run the ball a little bit more. So Sean Payton and the whoever's calling the offense here for the Saints this season is just really, I don't think is making the right moves, quarterback wise, play calling wise, all of that. Even with Jameis Winston, we didn't really see them stretch the ball down the field, and we get Trevor Siemian throwing for 249 yards. I think Jameis Winston only threw over 249 yards like once this season, and it took 41 throws. It took being blown out in the fourth quarter for them to finally put up 249 passing yards. So still not really buying this Saints team. Yes, they're 5-3, but there's nothing good. There's nothing even good about this Saints team, folks. So not buying the Saints heading into next week. We'll watch Trevor Siemian, I'm sure, on Wednesday's film study to really see should they stick with Trevor Siemian for a third week in a row. We'll see on Wednesday. Receiving wise, who was Trevor Siemian throwing the ball to? Well, Alvin Kamara, leading receiver. That's never the greatest sign. 4 receptions for 54 yards. Then we have Traquan Smith, 3 catches for 53 yards. Deontay Harris, 6 catches for 52 yards. Adam Troutman, 4 catches, 47 yards. Kenny Stills, 2 catches, 30 yards. He scored a touchdown. Marquez Callaway, 3 catches, 25 yards and a touchdown. And once again, why are we not utilizing Marquez Callaway more? Make him the focal point of this offense. He's really the only wide receiver that has been consistent this entire year when you give him the opportunities. Kenny Stills has been good as well, but once again, I mean, these are kind of the 5th and 6th leading receivers here for the Saints this week. Marquez Callaway did have 6 targets. Troutman had 7. Deontay Harris had 8, and Alvin Kamara had 7, but we need to make Marquez Callaway a bigger piece of this offense. I don't get what the Saints are truly going for with the offense that they've shown over the first 8 games here. I don't think it's anything good and anything viable, but that's where we're at with the Saints, folks. I don't like how they're moving the ball when they do finally decide, hey, we can move the ball a little bit here. Not buying the Saints at all. And then on the Falcons side, Matt Ryan goes 23 of 30. All right, 76% completion percentage, 343 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. A real clean game here for Matt Ryan. The rushing attack for Atlanta is still very, very awful. Mike Davis, 9 carries for 13 yards. Yikes. Cordell Patterson, 9 carries for 10 yards. Once again, big yikes. So they're running back by committee, 23 yards on 18 carries. Woof, yikes. Big time not good. And then who was Matt Ryan throwing to? Cordell Patterson, leading receiver, 6 catches, 126 yards, and really had the game-sealing catch right here after the Saints came all the way back 25-24. There's a minute left on the clock, and Matt Ryan, and this is what we get with Matt Ryan, and this is why Matt Ryan is still a starting quarterback in this league, folks. In the clutch, this man can step it up. When they're down in the clutch, this man steps it up big time. When they're leading in the clutch, he flounders. But if you're ever down with Matt Ryan, he gives you a real good chance to come back. And, we saw it in London against the Dolphins, or no, not in London. We saw it against the Dolphins. That wasn't in London, was it? No, it wasn't. We saw that against the Dolphins, going to Kyle Pitts on the sideline there, and he kind of iced the game. Matt Ryan, big, amazing, best throw of the game. We broke it down. We loved it. And we get the same thing right here from their own 20-yard line, and he's going to Cordell Patterson. Boom, right there on the sideline. An immaculate, right on the money throw right there. And Cordell Patterson puts him in field goal range just like that. Look at that man go. And once again, Cordell Patterson, Arthur Smith truly finally utilizing him to his maximum potential right here. He wasn't the rusher. We know he kind of splits, as a running back and a receiver. Big gadget player here. Got it done receiving here. Once again, the rushing attack was non-existent by the Falcons all day long, so Matt Ryan had to kind of put the team on his back, and he did. 76% completion percentage, folks. 343 yards. The game-winning, absolutely on-the-money pass to Cordell Patterson. And once again, shout out to Cordell Patterson for getting it done. We've seen him be kind of, one of the main factors offensively for this Falcons team. So Arthur Smith still getting it figured out here. I don't want to completely write off the Falcons they're still showing some glimpses out here of good play overall. So we'll see what the Falcons do for the remainder of the season, and it's going to be real interesting to see what this Falcons team does at this offseason. Do they start to blow it all up? Do they keep Matt Ryan and all this? Arthur Smith will be going into his second year as the head coach here, and he'll be able to evaluate everything to see what they need and what they can kind of move on from. So this Falcons team is one of the more interesting teams still kind of in the league that we don't really know 100% certain on, and they ended up getting the win, so we still give them credit. But let's finish up here with the receiving totals. Russell Gage, 7 receptions for 64 yards. Kyle Pitts, 3 receptions for 62 yards. We had Olamide Zaccheaus, 3 catches for 58 yards. He scored 2 touchdowns. And Hayden Hurst, 2 catches for 16 yards. So overall, Matt Ryan, a pretty solid game. Got it done in the clutch. And the Saints with Trevor Siemian, not good all game until the fourth quarter. They lose. Unfortunate. Alrighty, next game up here is the Broncos and the Cowboys, and oof, man, oh man, what a big loss by this Cowboys team, having all the receivers, having Dak back at home, and they still lose, and really kind of lose in bad fashion. Really got blown out like 30 zip, 16 points, yeah, they scored, but it was really in garbage time, nothing really that great, and the Broncos win 30-16. Now, we took the Cowboys -10, another pick that we were unfortunately wrong about this week. Unfortunately, 100% wrong. They weren't even close to even covering or anything like that. And, you know, once again, these coaches out here getting crazy, folks. These coaches are absolutely going crazy, going forward on 4th down, not taking the points, especially in the first half, folks. First quarter, all of that. Please start taking the points. And I really think that we could trace back this entire loss by the Cowboys to just one drive early in the game, folks, and it came on kind of the second turnover on downs. But here we go. First drive of the game. 4th and 1 at Denver's 38-yard line, and they go for it. Now, I'm not totally opposed for going for it here. It would have been like a 55-yard field goal, so I get it, but you're at home. Set the tone. Hit a nice long field goal. Set the tone. Get on the board first. Put the pressure on the Broncos. I really think people don't put enough weight, especially head coaches, on just getting a lead. Do you know just how much a mindset changes when you go from a tie game to losing? I mean, now you are officially losing. You are officially down points. You need to go out and get points. It puts the pressure on you, folks. Just imagine when you play Madden, how you play loosey-goosey on a 0-0 game because, oh, well, they're not scoring. Nobody's winning. When I'm not losing, I can kind of be a little bit more free with my play calling. I can open it up a little bit. The defense, you know, when it's 0-0, you don't want to kind of press too much because you don't want to give up the play to officially go down. And that's what the Cowboys did right here. Okay, they went for it on 4th and 1. Zeke couldn't get the push right there. Okay, but then on the next drive, they go for it on 4th and 2 from the Denver's 20-yard line. Pass up points. It's still 0-0 here. You force the Broncos on their first possession, 4 and out. You're good to go here. Get up 3-0. But they decide to go for it on 4th and 2 from the 20. They don't get it. And then the Broncos pile up 6 points on a touchdown. They missed the extra point. And that's really it for the game. You gave them momentum. They scored a touchdown on their next drive, a field goal on their next drive. And they're up 16-0 now because they have all the momentum. They struck first. You fed them. You gave them extra motivation of going for it down deep in their side of the field there on 4th down, and you gave them all that motivation to kind of be like, oh, you want to disrespect us by not taking the points? And that's exactly what these players are saying, folks. Once again, the psychology of just competition, it goes way deeper than just kind of the game of football. People wanting to show out, people wanting to, oh, you're going to disrespect me? Well, let me turn around this disrespect and flip it on you, and I'm going to make you look like clowns. It goes deeper than just the overall optics of, oh, it's a football game. No, it goes mental, competition, all that, because we get this right here. Broncos wide receiver Tim Patrick on Cowboys' first quarter 4th down attempt saying, quote, that shit's disrespectful. They trying us, and that's what happens when you try us. Once again, giving extra motivation motivation, extra fuel to the opposing team when you never had to. You take the 3 points, Cowboys up 3-0. The Broncos, now their offense is in kind of, hey, we're down. We need to score before the game gets out of bounds, out of hand, like it got out of hand for the Cowboys. So it did a complete 180 when it didn't need to. So these coaches, please start taking the points in the fourth quarter when you have to go for it. I get it, but we're talking first quarter. We're talking second drive of the game, and you're passing up points to take a lead. How crazy is that? I get believing in your offense and all that, but at the end of the day, it's about putting up points. And if you're not putting up points, you're not winning games. So that's really a really bad decision there by Mike McCarthy. Kellyan Moore, whoever's calling the plays and whoever's decision it was, I don't think it's that great. And we've seen this Cowboys team be really aggressive on their first drive, going for it on fourth downs, fourth and shorts. We've seen this a lot this season. So far, it's been paying off for the Cowboys, and they've also been able to overcome the times that they have not been able to pick up the fourth down on their first drive. But here, it comes to bite them and it comes to haunt them, and you just give that extra motivation to the Broncos. You're at home, take the points, get the crowd in it, and the Cowboys didn't do that, folks, and I really think that's why they lost this game. Also, why they lost this game is Dak Prescott overthrowing CeeDee Lamb twice, who was wide open, that probably would have went big for touchdowns. Overthrew him kind of on the pocket, throwing on the run. So it's just they didn't score, they couldn't get into the rhythm, and the Broncos really win. Is it 30-0? Can we officially declare it 30-0? Yes, we can officially declare it 30-0. They were up 30-0, and then they scored 2 touchdowns with 2 extra point conversions to make it a little closer than what it actually was. All right, let's start here with the Broncos and Teddy Bridgewater. He goes 19 of 28, folks, for 67% completion percentage, 249 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Really solid game. Did he fumble the ball? No turnovers by this Broncos team. Fantastic. What a game. What an offensive performance here by the Broncos, especially against this Cowboys defense. Once again, a big round of applause to this Broncos team. They definitely have buy ability coming into this week, week 10, and we'll see what their bet ability is when we see the line and all that. But overall, a good overall performance against a good team, good defense. This is exactly what the Broncos needed to really jumpstart their kind of middle of the way season. At 4-4, they go above 500, saved their season, really. So overall, Teddy Bridgewater, good performance. He was finally airing it out. 19 completions for 249 yards. That's not dink and dunk, exactly what we love to see. Javonte Williams got it done, 17 carries for 111 yards. Melvin Gordon, 21 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. Yes. This is what I want to see by the Broncos. Running back by committee. Great running here. Fantastic. They basically broke 200 rushing yards between 2 rushing backs. Fantastic. And who was Teddy Bridgewater throwing to? His actual receivers. Tim Patrick, 4 catches, 85 yards, touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, 6 catches, 69 yards, no touchdown. And Jerry Jeudy was the highest targeted receiver of the day for the Broncos. Once again, Teddy Bridgewater going to his weapons. Jerry Jeudy adding that kind of extra oomph on the offensive side of the ball. We know he's their best receiver. We had Kendall Hinton, 1 catch, 40 yards. Albert Ogunwubuenum, 4 catches, 25 yards, and Melvin Gordon, 2 catches, 15 yards. So overall, a real good game by this Broncos offense. Exactly what we really wanted to see right from the get-go, and we'll see if they're able to keep up these types of performances, because this could be a real legit team if they get it done like this. And then also shout out to this Broncos defense, shutting them down on 4th and shorts multiple times. That's real tough to do, folks. And once again, we thought the Broncos defense was kind of going to settle it and send it in for the rest of the season, trading Von Miller at the trade deadline. Nothing like that. They came out and got it done. How many sacks did they have? Jonathan Cooper with 2 sacks and 2 tackles for losses. Just the 2 sacks overall for the game, but Kareem Jackson with the tackle for loss, Justin Simmons with a tackle for loss, and the 2 from Jonathan Cooper on those 4th downs and all that, getting it done. Big. This was a huge game for the Broncos. This is a huge game, and we'll see if it's exactly who this Broncos team is, if they can keep it up over the next couple of weeks. We'll see, but very well done for the Broncos, folks. And then for the Cowboys, Dak Prescott just a little off the money all game long. 19 of 39. Sheesh, 48% completion percentage. Absolutely awful, folks. Absolutely awful. He had 232 yards, solid. 2 touchdowns, solid. 1 pick. No. We can't be throwing picks like that. When did he throw this pick and what resulted in it? He threw the interception in the fourth quarter, down 27-0. It results in 3 points. The game was over there, so we won't weigh the interception too much. We are going to kind of focus on the incompletions, though. That's kind of the bigger story here. And then we had a fumble. Who fumbled? Nation Right fumbled. And what happened on that fumble? We had a fumble. Where'd this fumble come from? I am not seeing the fumble on the drive charts. Oh, right here. They punted. Broncos punted, and he fumbled the punt. That resulted into 3 points as well. So, not bad. I'm only giving up 6 points off of turnovers, but the offense couldn't do anything. So, all right. Who was running the ball here for the Cowboys? We had Ezekiel Elliott, 10 carries for 51 yards. Unfortunate. And once again, Zeke out here, where, this could have been the game for him to get it done. Dak Prescott wasn't 100% on the money. Once again, last week without Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, it's not like he carried the team. He made one huge play at the end of the game that kind of sealed the win, but not kind of from the first quarter to the fourth quarter until that kind of mojo moment. So Ezekiel Elliott's kind of been letting us down a little bit. He kind of came out real hot in the start of the season. These last 2 weeks kind of fizzled out. Hopefully he can get back to it. Tony Pollard, 4 carries for 11 yards, and he kind of started the game absolutely fantastic. He returned the opening kickoff for 54 yards and set the Cowboys in real great starting field position right off the rip at the Denver 47-yard line. But for rushing the ball, 4 carries, 11 yards overall. And then who was Dak Prescott throwing to this game? We had Dalton Schultz, their tight end, 4 catches, 54 yards. Amari Cooper, 2 catches, 37 yards. Malik Turner, 5 catches, 33 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard, 1 catch for 32 yards. Ced Wilson, 2 catches for 28 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 3 catches for 25 yards. Then we have CeeDee Lamb, 2 catches for 23 yards, but he was targeted 9 times, folks. 2 catches on 9 targets. Yikes. Once again, Dak Prescott just missing him when he was wide open, and that was another huge reason why this Cowboys team lost. So we're not going to panic and sell this Cowboys team. We had them number 1 in our power rankings last week, heading into this week. I think we'll have to move this a little bit, but we're not going to drop this team too much, and we're not going to be selling this Cowboys team that much. A bad loss. Just take the points when you can get them. And Dak Prescott, he missed a week, little off this week. We can expect him to kind of knock off the rust next week. So great win for the Broncos. We'll start to buy them. Bad loss for the Cowboys. We're not going to sell them too much, and we'll see where they end up in our power rankings on tomorrow's show. Alrighty, next game up here is the Patriots at the Panthers, and we hit this one, folks, finally. Patriots minus 3.5, easy peasy. Sam Darnold couldn't do anything all game. Patriots win 24-6, folks. Once again, no viability in this Panthers team, in Sam Darnold, anything like that, and the Patriots get it done defensively like we know Bill Belichick can do with Sam Darnold, conjuring up the ghosts, conjuring up the spirits, and that's exactly what happened because Sam Darnold could not do anything all game. He goes 16 of 33. Ooh, 16 of 33. What is that? That is 48% completion percentage. Absolutely not good. 172 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, folks. Did he fumble? He fumbled once, didn't lose it, but still turned the ball over 3 times. And now, folks, I just want y'all to take a guess. When did these turnovers happen? Was the game close? Was it in the second half? Usually when he turns the ball over. Once again, going back to the Panthers at Cowboys earlier this season, the game was close. But what happened in the second half, the third quarter, back-to-back interceptions by Sam Darnold, that really kind of ices the game. What happened against this Patriots team? Well, let's fast forward to the third quarter when the game was decently close, folks. It's only 14-6. That's one possession game right there. They're down 14-6, and what happens in the third quarter? First interception is a pick 6. Now they're down 21-6. Then he throws another interception on the very next drive. That leads to a field goal, and then another interception, back-to-back interceptions that only give up 13 points because the Patriots missed how long was this field goal? 54-yard field goal off the third interception. So once again, Sam Darnold, when the game is close, he absolutely chokes and flounders, folks. There is no buyability, bettability, believability in Sam Darnold at all, folks. None. We've seen this too many times. Nothing changes. Let's talk about the running game, and then we'll see who Sam Darnold is throwing to. I mean, I'm sure we can all guess, but we'll have it, set in stone, factual in a second. But Christian McCaffrey, leading rusher, obviously first game back, 14 rushes for 52 yards. And who was the leading wide receiver? Once again, it's Christian McCaffrey. And this is not great, folks. Yes, we know Christian McCaffrey is a good dual threat running back who can catch out of the backfield, but you're not really stretching the field vertically when you're just dinking and dunking to your running back. And that's what Sam Darnold does all the time. He's not targeting his receivers. And we've got the proof for the umpteenth time this season to back it up. So Christian McCaffrey was the leading receiver. And who was the second leading receiver? Oh, Chuba Hubbard, who is a running back. 1 catch for 33 yards. Then we finally have DJ Moore, 3 catches for 32 yards. Then we have Amir Abdullah, another running back, 4 catches for 30 yards. Then we have Ian Thomas, a tight end, 1 catch for 9 yards. So 4 of the top 5 leading receivers, leading pass catchers for this Panthers team were all running backs and tight ends. Now, what does that tell us? Dink and dunk, taking the check down, not airing the ball down the field. And don't come at me that, DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson can't get open. Teddy Bridgewater gave them both 1,000-yard receiving seasons last season. We've got comparable notes to literally quarterbacks that are kind of on the same level heading into this season, and one is outperforming and one is floundering, folks. I mean, that's what it is. Sam Darnold, no believability, none at all. Then we have Willie Snead, 1 catch, 6 yards. Robbie Anderson, 1 catch, 2 yards, and only 3 targets, folks. What are we doing out here? What are we doing? Not good at all. Sam Darnold is bad. The Panthers are bad. Matt Rule is bad as well. We got a quote by him, and it's not good. It's not good. But let's finish up here with the Patriots. Mac Jones goes 12 of 18. Perfect game manager. 12 of 18. 66% completion percentage, 139 yards, 1 touchdown. He threw a pick as well. He fumbled. Two big turnovers by Mac Jones. That's not great. Let's see where these turnovers came. First turnover was a fumble in the first quarter, only resulted in 3 points. And once again, the Panthers started at the New England 33-yard line for 3 of their 6 points. Once again, it's not like Sam Darnold moved the ball a couple of times this game. He didn't move the ball at all this game, folks. 3 points off of a turnover starting at the Patriots 33-yard line. And then the other interception by Mac Jones came in the second turnover, the interception, came in the second quarter. And what happened? Oh, the Panthers go down and score a field goal. Once again, they started at the Patriots 34-yard line. Anybody could take advantage. I could take advantage. Put me in at quarterback from an opponent's 30-yard line. I'll get you some points. I'll get you 3 points. I'll play game manager and get you 3 points. No problem. That's what Sam Darnold is doing out here, folks. This is not a good team. They got a good defense. I'll give them that. But you're not winning games based solely off defense, because this is what you get, 6 points. You win in a game with 6 points? Not even the Jaguars won with 6 points, folks. They had to win with 9. This is not a team. This is not a good performance, folks. So Mac Jones, a little bit too many turnovers, but, this is a good Panthers defense, so not terrible overall. Oh, I love seeing this. Leading rusher for the Patriots, Ramondre Stevenson. Love it, folks. Love seeing this man get all these carries. We've been begging for this, but remember, he kind of fumbled real early on. It was either game 1 or 2, and he fumbled, so we know what Bill Belichick does with running backs that fumbled. He sits them. So Damian Harris has really been getting the bulk of the load here for really the entire year. I think this is the most action Ramondre Stevenson has got all season, and we love it. Ramondre Stevenson, explosive running back, 10 rushes for 62 yards. Fantastic. Then we had Brandon Bolden, 8 carries for 54 yards. Damian Harris, 15 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. So overall, running back by committee. They were slowing down the game, taking what the what the Carolina's offense was giving them, because forcing all those turnovers and all that. So once again, another good game plan here by the Patriots of just letting Mac Jones be the game manager. It's so good out here, folks. So well done for the Patriots. Once again, we just put them in our top 10 power rankings, and they're not moving off. I will definitely say that. I don't know if we can move them up any. We'll see come tomorrow's show, but overall, they're definitely not getting out of the top 10. And then who was the leading receiver? Ramondre Stevenson, folks. 2 receptions for 44 yards. Kendrick Bourne, 3 catches for 34 yards. Brandon Bolden, 2 catches for 27 yards. Hunter Henry, 2 catches for 19 yards and a touchdown. So Ramondre Stevenson, hold on to that ball, my man, because you got a nice future for this Patriots team or overall in the league here if you can hold on to the ball, and he did that last night. Fantastic job for this Patriots team, winning 24-6. And then after the game, once again, Matt Rule, folks, we still have to kind of see if this man is a good coach. We didn't really love what he did last season, moving off of Teddy Bridgewater for Sam Darnold. We were like, that's not an increase. That's not an upgrade at quarterback. You just swapped a mediocre quarterback for a mediocre quarterback, an unproven mediocre quarterback. So we didn't really love that by Matt Rule. And now we get this quote of Sam Darnold. Panthers coach Matt Rule said, quote, "I don't want to lay it all on one guy, but we can't keep throwing the ball up in the air." End quote. Is he still the guy? Rule mentions he needs to watch the tape and figure out if it's the coaches or Sam, saying, quote, "We can't keep doing that." So Matt Rule shifting blame here. It's on Sam Darnold or it's on our coaches, but it's not on me. It's not on any decisions I have made. It's either Sam or the coaches, and I have to watch the film to figure that out. Once again, where was Matt Rule saying, hey, it's on the receivers? Remember a couple of weeks ago where Sam Darnold was throwing the ball pretty accurately. It was good. We watched the game. We broke it down in our film study. We looked at every 20-plus incompletion by Sam Darnold, and it was really a healthy 50-50 mix of Sam Darnold not being good and then the receivers just blatantly dropping the ball. Where was Matt Rule saying, hey, our receivers need to get it going a little bit? So Matt Rule out here, I don't know. Blaming your players is one you cannot do. I don't care what you say internally to the guys in the locker room. That's fine. You can put all the blame on them. You can cuss them out. I don't really care what the coaches do. But in the media, the coach's responsibility is honestly to absorb all the kind of deflection, all the blame. Hey, it's on me as a coach. I didn't do the best job coaching. I'm never going to throw my players under the bus right there. That's how you lose. That's how you lose kind of leadership. That's how you lose faith, buyability from your players. I mean, once again, everybody has to buy in on a football team. If even one player's not buying in, a la OBJ, you send them out and you keep winning games. I mean, this is what you do when one person is actively ruining the team. So once again, Matt Rule, not a good head coach out here, not taking the blame, not taking the responsibility in the media. I don't care if he's not taking the responsibility in the locker room. That's fine. But in the national media, when they're making the stories and making the narratives and everybody's talking about your team, you don't want them putting the pressure on the player, because we've seen Sam Darnold under pressure. It's not good. One possession games in the third quarter, back-to-back interceptions, 3 straight interceptions. And the only quarterback that can throw back-to-back interceptions and still win the game is Tom Brady, because he's obviously the GOAT, folks. So Matt Rule's not the answer. Sam Darnold's not the answer. And this Panthers team has 4 wins and 6 points from last night. Not a good team. No buyability. Patriots -3. We knew it was a great bet. We hit it. Bingo, bango, folks. Do not ever bet the Panthers for the rest of the season. Alrighty, next game up here is the Vikings at the Ravens. And the Ravens win 34-31. We had the Ravens -6. They win, but only by 3. So we officially do not hit this bet, unfortunately. But overall, I mean, this Vikings team is exactly what we've seen time and time again. Looking at the stats, looking how many points they put up, just looking at that, this is a good team. But then we look at their record, 3-5, losing games close, can't pull out those clutch, easy wins. Or just kind of those close wins down the stretch. They can't win any of that. So this Vikings team is once again exactly who we thought this Vikings team was. There is no buyability, bettability, believability heading into week 10 on this Vikings team. No way. They were moving the ball. They were scoring decently, consistently all throughout the game. First quarter, they put up 14 points. Second quarter, they only put up 3 points, but only gave up 7. So it wasn't a mass, disparity between the two teams scoring. Back in the third quarter, they're right back at it, scoring right out of the gate. Now it's 24-10. Tie game going into the fourth quarter. They lose the lead, but then once again, we've seen this team clutch it, and then that's exactly what they did. Down 31-24, they go down and clutch it, tie up the game here, and then what happens? In overtime, they force a pick, and that should have been the game right there. Vikings take advantage of the interception, but we know this Vikings team cannot get it done. They can't actually win the game, and they go 4 and out. They only move the ball 1 yard off the interception, and they have to punt. And if you're going to punt in overtime, you might as well just go home right from there, because the Ravens go down and kick a field goal to win the game. So once again, everything is looking good optically with this Vikings team besides their record. So once again, the anomaly in the NFL, the Vikings are the anomaly in the NFL, the Vikings. We see this every single week, folks. So here we go. Kirk Cousins goes 17 of 28, 60% completion percentage, a little bit on the lower side of what we like. 187 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, no fumbles. Nobody turned the ball over here for this Vikings team. Another kind of green flag of you just looking at the stats, you'd be like, oh, they probably won the game then. 31 points, didn't turn over the ball, 2 touchdowns by the quarterback, 17 carries, 110 yards by Dalvin Cook, folks, the running back. Yeah, they probably win this game. No, they don't, folks, as always. All right, who was Kirk Cousins throwing to? We had Justin Jefferson, 3 catches, 69 yards, a touchdown. Tyler Conklin, 5 catches, 45 yards. C.J. Ham, 1 catch, 27 yards. K.J. Osborne, 1 catch, 20 yards. Delvin Cook, 3 catches, 12 yards. Adam Thielen, 2 catches, 6 yards, a touchdown. And that was how they were moving the ball. Now for this Ravens team, the Ravens turned the ball over twice with 2 interceptions by Lamar Jackson. One came in overtime. Once again, if you're just looking at the stats, you'd be like, the Vikings won this game. They didn't. They covered. I guess we give them a little credit on covering. Once again, we knew this. I give credit to Vegas for making the line like this. The line was just so low, according to us, that we thought it was great. But at the end of the day, it was the right call of taking the Vikings +6 right there. So we knew the line was a little fishy to us. And, you know, some of the times when the line is fishy, sometimes we're right and sometimes we're wrong. For the most part, we're right. This time, unfortunately, we were wrong. All right, Lamar Jackson, leading rusher, doesn't surprise anybody. 21 rushes for 120. And we got to go back to Lamar Jackson passing the ball. We got to get his completion percentage. Here we go. He goes 27 of 41. Sounds pretty good. What do we get? Officially 65%. We'll take that all day. 266 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Let's see where these interceptions came. First interception came in the second quarter, and the Vikings only get 3 points out of it. The second interception came, like we said, in overtime, and they get no points out of it. So another cardinal sin, only not making your opponents pay for the turnovers. Only put up 3 points on 2 turnovers. That's not going to get it done, as it did not get it done. Lamar Jackson, leading rusher as well, 21 rushes for 120 yards. Devontae Freeman, 13 rushes for 79 yards. Le'Veon Bell getting into the mix again, 11 rushes for 48 yards, and he scored a touchdown. So overall, rushing by committee with the quarterbacks and the running backs here for the Ravens is obviously fantastic. We know this. Over 300. Very, very close to 300 yards rushing the ball. Absolutely fantastic. And who was Lamar Jackson throwing to? We had Marquise Brown, 9 catches, 116 yards. Rashad Bateman, the rookie, getting it done. Some big catches by this man. 5 catches, 52 yards. Mark Andrews, the tight end, always reliable, always consistent. 5 catches, 44 yards. Patrick Ricard, 3 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown. And then Devin Duvernay, 2 catches, 8 yards, and a score for the touchdown. So great work here by the Ravens to stick with it. We've seen this Ravens team win multiple ways this season, and another instance of them getting down a little bad, a little slower start here, found themselves down 17-3. I think that was the biggest deficit. 24-10, another big deficit, and they just stick with it and get it done and end up taking the lead and all that. So overall, this Ravens team, they're good. They get it done. The defense steps up when it needs to. Lamar Jackson and the offense steps up when they need to, and they're never out of it. That's how we know this is a very well-coached team. They get down big. They get down bad. We've seen this multiple times. Lamar Jackson comes out throwing an interception, a pick six, all that, no worries. They're still able to stay focused, stay the course, and win the game. So this Ravens team is fantastic, folks. They win 34-31. Alrighty, next game up here, a game that we were absolutely correct about. The Browns at the Bengals. Browns win 41-16, and we were getting points with this Browns team. We knew it was great value. Browns plus 2.5. Bango, cash it all day, folks. Once again, don't get too bogged down that Baker Mayfield's trash. Once again, Vegas was on our side with the spread, with the 2.5. The machines were on our side, predicting the win, 25-23 Browns, and us knowing that this was great value right off the rip, folks. So once all three of the that's really, you need to kind of start looking at the three major things, folks. What Vegas is saying, what the machines are saying, and what Takes by Fans is saying. Because if those three entities are ever all on the same page, you bet your entire house on it, because that's really kind of 100% certain, folks. So Browns absolutely crushed 41-16, and it's not all Baker. I understand that, folks. It's the defense, and once again, that's why we didn't take the Bengals minus 2.5. We're not listening to what the national media is saying of Baker's so trash and OBJ, him not getting him the ball. I mean, this is not a good offense and all that. Folks, everybody relax. This is a good team overall. They had a little bit of a hiccup in a game that nobody was scoring. Everybody needs to take a big old deep breath on the Browns. Once again, the national media, they will only talk about things that get clicks, and actively knocking and dissing quarterbacks that have a history of being, a little bit in the media and all that. That's easy clicks and for everybody to watch. So that's just an easy thing for the national media to kind of spin and say, oh, Baker Mayfield's trash and this Browns team is not good. Don't listen to the national media 100%. Listen to us, folks. We know how to navigate. We know how the national media thinks. We know what they do, folks. We see it. We understand it, and we report on when we need to actively go against the national media because they don't know what they're talking about, and this was one of those weeks, one of those games. So the Browns win 41-16. The defense, the pick six right off the rip. Joe Burrow, very well done to kind of come back and answer it, going up 7-7. And then the Browns, a touchdown drive, a field goal. That's end of half. Going up 24-10, scoring on really every single drive in the first half. Once again, that just speaks to the play calling. Kevin Stefanski is back, getting it done right here, folks. The defense is back here now that they're finally healthy. The defense has been knocked up a little bit these last 2 or 3 games here, and now everybody is finally healthy. The last really unhealthy piece for this Browns team is still Kareem Hunt, their second great running back, and I say second great running back because that implies they have a first great running back, and that is absolutely the case with Nick Chubb. So overall, this Browns team, folks, don't listen. You just can't trust the national media on the Browns. They don't get it right. They don't know. They want to diss Baker Mayfield and all this. Come to us with come to Takes by Fans for all your Browns information that is truthful and honest, folks. Okay. So Baker Mayfield, he goes 14 of 21. I think that's 66%, but let's get the official number. 66%, folks. Bingo, bango. 66% if you want to get that deep. 666, okay. But either way, Baker Mayfield, 66% completion percentage, 218 yards on 14 throws. That is not dink and dunk, folks. Fantastic. 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, not turning over the ball. That is fantastic. That is our only knock on Baker Mayfield, is that we do get the fumbling a little bit, but he didn't fumble here. Fantastic. Didn't throw the pick. Fantastic. Nick Chubb, oh my goodness, getting it done by himself. 14 rushes for 137 yards and 2 touchdowns, folks. That is 9.8 yards a rush. That is every time he touches the ball, it is a first down, basically guaranteed. How do you lose on that, folks? Once again, Baker Mayfield just playing that game manager role. Once again, you have to stop lumping. The national media always lumps everybody into only one group of quarterback, which is greatest of all time or bad. That's really how the national media paints these quarterbacks, but you really have to take everybody in their own circumstance and what they are in their career this season, all that, and actively keep adjusting and moving what they've been doing and what you're showing compared to where they should be compared at. We're not talking about Baker Mayfield like he's Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. Of course not. We're not talking about him like he's Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. Of course not. We're talking about him like Baker Mayfield, like he is. He's not the quarterback to go out and single-handedly win you the game. But if he has good players around him, a great, smart head coach, and a play caller, this is a team. This is a player that can get it done. We saw it last season, folks. So Baker Mayfield's fine, folks. Stop selling this man for no reason. Nick Chubb getting it done by himself, and who was Baker Mayfield throwing to? Donovan Peoples-Jones, folks, leading receiver, 2 catches, 86 yards, had a touchdown, one that went big, folks, like a little big deep bomb right here, 60-yarder right there. So once again, it's not that, the arm strength is a problem or anything like that. It's just him and OBJ never got the fit right. They just didn't work. We know OBJ is a little bit more vocal out in just how he goes about himself. Baker Mayfield isn't. They just never really matched up. He wasn't getting him the ball. Was OBJ open? Yes. Was he covered? Yes. Did Baker Mayfield take the chances on OBJ? No, he didn't. And that's really it. That's all the facts. I don't know what Baker Mayfield was thinking if he actively wasn't trying to get him the ball, but it's not like he's got a weak arm that can't push the ball down the field. So Donovan Peoples-Jones, leading receiver. Then we had Nick Chubb, 2 catches, 26 yards. Harrison Bryant, 2 catches, 26 yards. Demetric Felton, 1 catch, 22 yards. David Njoku, 1 catch, 18 yards, a touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, 1 catch, 15 yards. Austin Hooper, 2 catches, 14 yards. And then Jarvis Landry, 3 catches for 11 yards. So spreading the ball all around. Only threw the ball 21 times. Only needed it to do that because the running game was so good, because the defense was setting you up in some great positions. So just taking advantage of everything and not turning the ball over. That's the Baker that we really want to see on a little bit more of a consistent basis. We do get the turnovers every now and then that we don't like, but other than that, everything's really great out here by this Browns team. Defense, offense, coaching wise, fantastic. And then for this Bengals team, Joe Burrow, a little bit of a not great day out here. He goes 28 of 40. We get 70% completion percentage, 282 yards, no touchdowns, the 2 picks. Yikes. The first one, the pick 6 when they were at the 3-yard line. Definitely cannot be doing that. I mean, once again, setting the tempo for the game. You just threw a pick 6. And then what else do we get here? Where's this? Who fumbled? We get Jamar Chase fumbling. Yikes. He fumbled right here in the second quarter. That results into 3 points as well. And then the other interception comes when they were down 31-10. He throws an interception and the Browns settle for a field goal, making it 34-10. So they give up 16 points on... 13 points on 3 turnovers right there. Not the greatest by this Bengals team. And then they also went for it on 4th down right here. At where in the field? At the 40-yard line. 4th and 3 at the 40. Down 14-7. Yeah, really tough. Once again, we're kind of tracking these head coaches that are going crazy going forward on 4th down. I think I would say I don't have the official number, and I probably won't look it up, but I would say that this season's probably the highest 4th down going for it percentage rate in the NFL through 9 weeks. I would say that. I don't know where to get that number, but I would assume that a lot of people are going for it on 4th down way more than they have in the past. Alrighty, where do we leave off? So going forward on 4th down, once again, Zach Taylor, he doesn't really do that too much. He's not one of these overly aggressive head coaches like Brandon Staley. And once we get to that game, folks, oh my goodness, Brandon Staley, he needs to rein it in, folks, because he's getting a little bit too wild. But he's winning games, so we can't knock him too much. But overall, all right, let's keep going here with this Bengals team. Joe Mixon, 13 carries for 64 yards. He scored 2 touchdowns. We're really big fans of Joe Mixon. I'm waiting. I'm this close to putting this man into A1 tier 1 running back category, folks. Joe Mixon, the running back for the Bengals. I just don't know if we do it this week. I wanted to do it last week. They lose this week as well. Can't really upgrade him on this. He could have been, the player to kind of turn it around with all the turnovers by Joe Burrow. Unfortunately, he just didn't. So we're waiting to put Joe Mixon into A1 tier 1 category. We'll see if it comes this season, but he's shown us some real great things rushing and in the receiving game as well. And then we have Samaje Perine, 5 rushes for 20 yards as well. And then who was Joe Burrow throwing to? We had T. Higgins, leading receiver, 6 catches, 78 yards. Jamar Chase, 6 catches for 49 yards. Joe Mixon, once again, why we want to put him in A1 tier 1 category, 5 catches for 46 yards. So overall, over 100 yards through the run and through the air. Fantastic. Joe Mixon truly getting it done. Drew Sample, 3 catches, 36 yards. CJ Uzama, 4 catches, 24 yards. Samaje Perine, 2 catches, 17 yards. And then Mike Thomas, 1 catch, 16 yards. So And Jamar Chase was targeted 13 times, folks. Once again, Joe Burrow knows who to go to, knows that Jamar Chase is definitely one of his top receiving options out there. So for that, we'd still give credit for Joe Burrow of trying to go to his weapons. Unfortunately, just didn't really pan out in this Browns defense. Got the better of Joe Burrow here. So Bengals lose 41-16. Alrighty, next game up here is the Bills at the Jags in the big game that surprised everybody. Folks, we stayed away from this one because we didn't want to swallow 14.5 points, and it's a good thing we did because a lot of people lost a lot of money on this one and everything like that. So Bills lose 6-9. 6-9. Yes, sir. That is a real score in the NFL. 6-9. Poof. Alrighty. Well, let's not get a little bit overboard and start selling the Bills, folks. I mean, if you are in Western New York right now, folks, I mean, it is literally set on fire, folks. It is on. The city is kind of like actively burning down a little bit. A lot of people are losing their minds over the Bills, and I just want to reel everybody in a little bit. Yes, the loss is bad. This loss is not a good loss. Losing to the Jaguars is never a good loss, but we understand this happens sometimes in the NFL, folks. When was the last time a team went undefeated and won the Super Bowl? The Dolphins, folks. Yes, the Dolphins. And that was in the 70s, folks. 1972, 73, one of those years. But either way, I mean, teams lose games, folks. It's unfortunate they lose games that they should lose, and they lose games that they shouldn't lose. I mean, this happens. This is a natural progression every single year in the NFL, folks. Teams lose games. So the Bills lost here. Unfortunate, but don't overreact to the Bills losing. They still showed some big glimpses. Did Josh Allen have a bad game? Yes, he didn't have the best game in the world, folks. And, you know, a lot of people are putting a lot of pressure on Josh Allen to live up to the season last year. Once again, that season last season, that was really, it was unbelievable, folks. It was unbelievable given what Josh Allen has showed us, given what any young quarterback has shown us in year 3, folks. I mean, it is truly a great, phenomenal season. Now everybody's expecting him to do that season every single game, every single year, keeping it up and getting it better. Now, it's hard to do that. It's hard to maintain success in the level of consistency and success needed to, you know, create a dynasty like the Tom Brady dynasty. It's hard to do that, folks. So let's all just take a deep breath on this Bills loss here. It's not like the Jags were actively beating them. The defense stepped up big a couple of times. Josh Allen got it done on Josh Allen. Classic. Everybody, you know, loves saying that. You know, why not? Josh Allen on Josh Allen, same name. Fantastic. Different sides of the ball, defense, offense. And Josh Allen was really kind of taking it to Josh Allen all game long. So let's give a little credit to the Jaguars defense a little bit. And we still have to remember that Urban Meyer overall is a good coach. A good coach in the college system. You know, he's definitely floundered big time in the NFL. But, you know, we still have to say that, hey, he's won in this league. He knows, or he's won football games. Hasn't won really in this league yet, 2 wins. But he's won, folks. He knows how to win football games. He's still a head football coach that performed at the highest level in college. So we still have to kind of say, hey, Urban Meyer, he's still pretty good of a coach. And some of his antics and what he's doing, you know, getting the lap dance from not his wife, not great on a personal level, also a professional level, all that. But still, there's still some good coaching stuff by Urban Meyer. He's shown it. So once again, take that into account a little bit. And once again, this Bills team, it was just shooting itself in the foot. I mean, the interception out of halftime when you're tied 6-6 and he throws the interception where at the Jacksonville 25-yard line. So guaranteed points out of that if he doesn't throw the turnover. Another interception right here, this time at his own 40-yard line, but this time it results into kind of the, the hindsight game-winning field goal right here. So overall, moving the ball in the third quarter, in scoring position, giving the ball to the Jaguars at your own 30-yard line, and then in the fourth quarter, the fumbling at Jacksonville's 37-yard line. Once again, really big potential for points there in the fourth quarter, and then the turnover on downs. Yes, it was 4th and 16, but once again, Josh Allen, this was just a not good game by Josh Allen. He had a little bit of a stinker here. It's unfortunate. But I mean, they're at the Jacksonville's 39-yard line, and then he takes a sack that moves them kind of out of field goal range. If it's 2nd and 7, or 3rd and 7 right here, you don't take the sack, you get like 5 yards, you're set up in field goal range with 1:18 to tie the game. So I think Bills fans just need to kind of overall relax. I know optically it's a bad loss. You're getting clowned on social media. I get it, folks. But overall, it was a bad game. They had a bad game. Teams have bad games, and they were still in it in the 4th quarter. They didn't get blown out. Josh Allen was the one that was kind of shooting himself in the foot here. So the Bills should have won. They didn't. It's unfortunate, but I don't think we sell the Bills here 100%. I don't think we fall off of the Bills here 100%, folks. The defense still held the Jags to only 9 points, and, they really only scored because, once again, like we said, they were giving the ball in great field goal position. The Jaguars scored on their first drive. The Jaguars usually do pretty good on their first drive. That's kind of the best thing about the Jags overall. They move the ball on the first drive. Whether they get points or not, they move the ball, and that's what they did here. The second time, another good, solid drive here in the start of the second quarter to go 48 yards to get into field goal range. And then the last field goal, like we said, the interception that led to the starting field position at the 30-yard line. So this Bills defense is still good, folks. And we know that's the best thing about this Bills team is the defense. Josh Allen in the play calling tends to get a little not great in the red zone and all that. And we've seen some turnovers here by the Bills this game of when they were moving into the Jaguars territory and all that. So I don't think it's necessarily cause for this big of concern. Literally, like I said, the city is burning down right now, actively on fire. All right, so Josh Allen, he goes 31 of 47, 65%, not bad. 264 yards on 31 completions, a little bit of dink and dunk. No touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Like we said, those interceptions, very, very costly. But once again, they only resulted in the 3 points. So once again, it's not like the Bills were getting absolutely demolished by the Jaguars. And once again, the offensive play calling. We had Josh Allen throwing the ball 47 times. Why are we doing this? 47 times when you were never out of this game? You were never out of this game because you could have never been out of this game because the winning team only put up 9 points. You're never out of the game down 9 points, folks. I don't care what time it is in the game. So once again, the play calling right here, trust or just relying on Josh Allen a little bit too much. Devin Singletary, 6 carries for 16 yards. Zach Moss, 3 carries for 6 yards. So by running backs, we only run the ball 9 times. Why are we stopping running the ball? Why are we not running the ball more? Once again, good credit to the Jaguars defense of stopping the run. But overall, the play calling, let's run the ball a little bit more. You're relying way too much on Josh Allen. When you don't really need to. Devin Singletary is a good game-managing running back, and so is Zach Moss. They can get it done. Both can kind of get, if you go running back by committee in a game, they can both get you like 50 yards on about, 12 carries. So running the ball 24 times, throwing the ball 25 to 30 times. That's a healthy, balanced mix right there, and you get great production by the running game. And once again, you didn't set up the running game, and everything's play action and faking and all that. It's like, who are you trying to fool? You're not running the ball. We know you're not running the ball. So once again, the play calling by the Bills, I really think could be the biggest thing. And this is what, tying back to what we've seen with the Bills in the playoffs, really conservative, not putting up that many points of what they've done in the regular season, what they've shown they can do in the regular season. And then Josh Allen was the leading rusher. Now, this is what we want to see. I mean, we just called for this. We wanted to see Josh Allen run the ball 20 times a game. 5 carries for 50 yards, 10 yards a carry. That's what we love to see by Josh Allen, and he led the team in rushing. I mean, that's not what we want to see, but we want to see him utilize his legs. All right, who was Josh Allen throwing the ball to? Stephon Diggs, leading receiver, 6 catches, 85 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, 4 catches, 64 yards. So he's using his top 2 receivers. We love that. Devin Singletary, 7 receptions, 43 yards. Cole Beasley, 8 receptions, 33 yards. So overall, he's getting it to his playmakers. So that's not the problem with Josh Allen. Just the accuracy a little bit, cost him the turnovers, and it cost him a little bit. So it's just an overall unfortunate loss for the Bills, but we're not going to be selling the Bills, folks. A lot of fans are selling them, folks. We are not. I don't know what the national media is saying quite yet. I'll know a little bit more when we're done with the show, but if the national media is selling the Bills, let's all take a breath. Just take a breath, folks. The Jaguars won. They win games. No team goes undefeated, folks, or defeated, I should say. Let's all take a breath. That's all we have to say about the Bills. Take a breath. We'll see what they do next week. Who do they got next week? Can they make up for it? Do they have a solid opponent that they can kind of erase everybody's minds on? What do we got for the Bills this week? They've got the Jets. So a nice opponent on the road. Go get it done. I'm sure they do. All right, and then on the Jaguars side, Trevor Lawrence goes 15 of 26 for only 118 yards. Once again, the Bills' defense is very, very good, folks, so you can rely on that if need be. Trevor Lawrence, 57% completion percentage on dinking and dunking for 118 yards. Just didn't turn the ball over here. We had Carlos Hyde with one fumble, and once again, the Bills were not able to do anything with that fumble. So once again, you got to cash in. That's on the offensive side a little bit. Running-wise, Carlos Hyde, 21 rushes for 67 yards. And who was Trevor Lawrence throwing to? We had Dan Arnold, leading receiver, the tight end, 4 catches, 60 yards. Jamal Agnew, 3 catches for 27 yards. Laviska Shenault Jr., 4 catches, 24 yards. Marvin Jones, 3 catches, 21 yards. So, once again, it's not like the Jaguars were moving the ball consistently oftenly on this Bills team. The Bills made a couple of mistakes offensively. It resulted in the loss. They lose, folks. So Bills lose 6-9. Don't get too carried away. And then Josh Allen after the game saying, quote, "I played like shit." And yeah, that's unfortunate. He played not great, folks. We get Patrick Mahomes not playing that great this season. They're losing games. Is anybody truly selling the Chiefs that much? No. They'll get it figured out, folks. Relax on the Bills. Relax on the Bills. All right, next game up here is the Texans at the Dolphins, and this was one of our picks, Texans plus 5.5. You could have gotten it at Texans plus 6.5, and it ended at Texans plus 4. And we've been tracking the spread. When Tyrod was officially announced, it moved down. When Tua was officially inactive, it moved down. So overall, our thinking was right. Our overall pick was not. With Texans plus 5.5, they lose by 8. But once again, our thinking was, this Dolphins team is not going to put up that many points. They put up 17. We thought Tyrod would be able to move the ball a little bit better than he would. He threw 3 interceptions, gave up some points right there. So overall, once again, officially, we didn't hit this pick, but unofficially, our thinking was right on par. That's what we want to at least be right about, our thinking right on par. So, Dolphins get the win 17-9. No Tua right before the game, so Jacoby Brissett has to fill in. And, folks, if you are excited about that, you don't know what Jacoby Brissett is. This man is absolutely not good at all, folks. Major turnovers, threw 2 interceptions. I believe he fumbled as well. And lost it. So, classic Jacoby Brissett. So, please don't ever mention that Jacoby Brissett is better than Tua, folks. You do not know what you're talking about if you say that. So, Jacoby Brissett goes 26 of 43 for 60% completion percentage, nothing good. 244 yards, dink and dunk at 26 completions, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and the fumble. First interception came in the first quarter. They can't do anything with it. They have to punt the ball. Then we get the fumble here by Jacoby Brissett. Or this one was Myles Gaskin, and it results in 3 points for the field goal. Another interception here by Jacoby Brissett in the third quarter. The Texans don't do anything with it. And then the fumble, the Texans don't do anything with it. So, the Texans had 4 turnovers and only got 3 points out of it. Once again, Texans plus 5. This should have hit, the smarter play in our opinion still, even though it did not hit officially. And then we'll talk about the Texans' lack of scoring in a second once we get to their stats. Let's keep it up here with the Dolphins. Myles Gaskin, 20 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. He fumbled as well. So, once again, nothing good here offensively by the Dolphins, especially without Tua. Classic. All right, who was Jacoby Brissett throwing to this game? Now, this is what we can applaud a little bit. Jalen Waddle, leading receiver, 8 catches, 83 yards. Mike Gesicki, second leading receiver, 4 catches, 54 yards. So for that, I praise Jacoby Brissett going to your actual weapons. I'll give him credit for that. Then we have Durham Smythe, 2 catches, 27 yards. Myles Gaskin, 6 catches, 23 yards. Matt Collins, 3 catches, 22 yards and a touchdown. And watch out for Matt Collins, folks. This Dolphins team doesn't really have any consistent receivers that play. Devontae Parker always out. Will Fuller can't get it going this season, and Matt Collins has truly been stepping up when he needs to, and I believe he had the game kind of sealing touchdown right here when they were up 6-10, and then he has the touchdown that puts them up 17-6. So that was their last score right there, going to Matt Collins. So he stepped up pretty big here, even though he only had 3 catches. Watch out for Matt Collins, folks. We'll see if he can make a name for himself here and can continue to grow for this Dolphins offense. So overall, nothing good by this Dolphins team. We had Javon Holland fumbling the ball as well. How you doing that, my man, on the defensive side of the ball? But overall, I mean, we are just getting nothing good from this Dolphins team. We play on Thursday. Hopefully Tua's good to go, because if he's not, Jacoby Brissett's going to get made a fool on national television, which I wouldn't be opposed against, because then people can start seeing, oh, this Dolphins team is really bad. Tua's really the only good part about it. I don't think the national media will ever admit that, but that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. We see it. We can decipher. We understand things. We can say things without being, holding the hands of the national media. Be like, is this okay to say? Is this right to say? We can say things, folks. We understand to say things. All right. Now this Texans team. All right, Tyrod Taylor, a little unfortunate performance out here. Was really kind of expecting a little bit better performance out of him, but he missed a lot of games, and he should be starting next week. So we definitely want to see him get it going next week to see if there's really any viability in this Texans team. But Tyrod Taylor goes 24 of 43. That's 55% completion percentage, 240 yards, no touchdown, 3 interceptions. First interception came in the first quarter. Dolphins take 7 points off of it. Second interception comes, and I also want to say the first interception came at the Dolphins 16-yard line, so guaranteed points there. So when we're talking about unofficially Texans +5 being the good pick, I mean he threw the interception at the 16-yard line. I mean you're guaranteed kind of 3 points out of that. Another interception right here, and it gives up 7 points because of that. Second interception comes in the second quarter. They weren't moving the ball, but it results into easy field position. Dolphins take over at the Texans' 26-yard line. They cash in a touchdown. Third interception comes in the third quarter, start of the second half, and it results into an interception by the Dolphins. So just giving the ball right back. So overall, I mean, the Texans, our thinking was right on the money. Unfortunately, officially, it does not hit. All right, running the ball here, Phillip Lindsay, leading rusher, 8 carries for 28 yards. Tyrod Taylor ran the ball 3 times for 23 yards. David Johnson ran the ball 4 times for 11 yards. And then who was Tyrod Taylor throwing the ball to? We had Brandon Cooks, leading receiver, 6 catches, 56 yards. Danny Amendola, 3 catches, 49 yards. Chris Connolly, 2 catches, 38 yards. David Johnson, 3 catches, 29 yards. Nico Collins, 3 catches, 25 yards. And Anthony Kluwer, 2 catches, 23 yards. So going to his main receivers right there, not dinking and dunking, not trying to hit the check down, tight end, the running backs, all that. So overall, not a bad performance by the Texans. The turnovers truly got in their way, and couldn't put up more than 17 points, unfortunately. So Dolphins get the win 17-9. Still not buying this Dolphins offense at all. And the Texans offense is still a little bit of a question mark here. And we'll know a little bit more next week. Alrighty, next game up here is the Raiders at the Giants. Alrighty, we took the Raiders -3 officially. They lose here 23-16. Thought Rich Bisaccia would be able to kind of overcome all the difficulties. Unfortunately, he did a little bit. Unfortunately, the Raiders just come up a little bit short here. Only put up 16 points. We've been seeing the last 2 weeks Rich Bisaccia, putting up 30-plus points every single game. Fantastic. Just a little bit too much here for Rich Bisaccia to overcome a little bit, but we're still buying this Raiders team. We're not going to be selling the Raiders because they lose to the Giants here. Everything that's been going on off the field with the Raiders, Rich Bisaccia is still doing a damn fine job having this team ready to go, ready to compete, competitive game all throughout, and had the Raiders right in kind of game-tying territory. Down 23-16, that's only 7 points, folks. Still 1 possession. 2nd and 10 at the Giants' 13-yard line. With 44 seconds left, Derek Carr gets sacked, loses the ball, and that's the game. So this Raiders team was still in it. They missed the field goal in the fourth quarter. They threw an interception in the fourth quarter. They threw an interception in the third quarter, all of that. So they were just actively turning over the ball. It's not like this Giants team is good. So we're still buying into the Raiders, folks. We're not going to be selling the Raiders off of this performance. It's just a little unfortunate that they lost. Really wanted to see them kind of keep it going. But overall, unfortunate off-field circumstances. So let's start here with the Raiders. Derek Carr goes 30 of 46, folks. 65% completion percentage, real good. 296 yards, 1 touchdown, and he did have 2 interceptions, though, and that's really what killed him. The 2 interceptions, the turnover, fumble. Let's get this out of our way. Thank you. All right. Yeah, and he was the only one that turned over the ball, 2 interceptions and the fumble. So first interception comes here in the third quarter, and it goes pick 6. That's really the game right there, right? Second interception comes, and it leads to a field goal in the fourth quarter, and then the fumble comes in the fourth quarter right after the interception. So giving up 10 points off of turnovers, turning the ball over in the second half when you really don't have the time to make up for those turnovers, and that was really the ball game. It wasn't the Giants going out and moving the ball down the field and looking good and all that. No. It's just unfortunate that the Raiders turned the ball over. And we haven't really seen this by the Raiders so far this year. So this is not like we have to go out and sell the Raiders now. We are still good on the Raiders, folks. Looking forward to the Raiders next week even. So Derek Carr, decent performance, just the turnovers really got in his way. As once again, Henry Ruggs is close with them, head coach is close with them. So, he's going all through this mental stuff, folks, over the last, 3 weeks out here, and was still playing good up until this moment. So don't bash Derek Carr. Don't be selling this Raiders team. This is still a good team overall, folks. No real cause for concern. Josh Jacobs running the ball, got it done, 13 carries for 76 yards. Kenyon Drake, 4 carries, 30 yards. Love seeing that. Marcus Mariota got in the game for 1 play and ran 6 yards as well. Fantastic. Love seeing that. Who was Derek Carr throwing to? We had Darren Waller back to being the number 1 wide receiver, 7 catches for 92 yards. Then Kenyon Drake, 6 catches, 70 yards. Hunter Renfrow, 7 receptions, 49 yards and a touchdown. Alec Ingold, 3 catches, 28 yards. Zay Jones, 1 catch, 20 yards. Josh Jacobs, 4 catches, 19 yards. And Jalen Richard, 2 catches, 18 yards. And we kind of know that Deshaun Jackson is potentially going with the Raiders. Let's see if that has broken yet. We're kind of expecting that to happen today at some point, and then they just got the law, so definitely expecting this to happen. Let's see if he does sign there, if he has signed there yet. We get anything here? Nothing quite yet on Deshaun Jackson going to the Raiders, but that's kind of where we're seeing it, folks. So once again, another reason not to be selling this Raiders team, just an unfortunate loss. Alrighty, let's get back to this game. Here we go, and we'll round it out. So overall, good job by this Raiders team. Kept it decently close. Never really got blown out in this game. Just unfortunate mistakes, turnovers in the second half, and that was really it. All right, now let's talk about this Giants team. It's not like, once again, this offense did not go out and actively win this game, folks. Daniel Jones goes 15 of 20. 75% completion percentage, we'll take that, but only for 110 yards passing. I mean, that's dink and dunk on 15 completions. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He did fumble the ball and lose it, and now this is what we're getting with Daniel Jones. He's running the ball a little bit more, turning it over a little bit. He fumbled right here in the Raiders in the first quarter, and the Raiders took it for 3 points. So that was, once again, great job by the Raiders, taking advantage of the turnovers and all that. Another green flag here for the Raiders. All right, running backs for this Giants team, still no Saquon Barkley. Devontae Booker, 21 rushes for 99 yards. Give him credit. That's fantastic. Elijah Penny ran the ball 5 times for 35 yards. Daniel Jones took off 4 times, for 17 yards. And then who was Daniel Jones throwing to? We have Evan Ingram, their tight end, 3 catches, 38 yards, a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, 2 catches, 28 yards. Devontae Booker, 3 catches, 23 yards. Kyle Rudolph, 4 catches, 20 yards. So using his tight ends, using the running backs. Kenny Galladay, only 2 targets. He's the actual wide receiver here. So once again, Giants not utilizing all their pieces. The pieces not really healthy. Darius Slayton only 1 target. Kadarius Toney only 1 target. Kenny Galladay only 2 targets. So your main 3 wide receivers only had 4 targets. Kyle Rudolph, a tight end, had 5. I mean, this is what we get with this Giants team. Once again, not a good offense. No buyability, no bettability, no believability in the Giants come next week, folks. Yeah, really nothing great here. Just an unfortunate loss to the Raiders. Unfortunate losses this week, folks. We get this 1, 2, maybe even 3 weeks throughout an NFL season sprinkled in here and there. Teams lose, folks. A team, any given Sunday. I mean, y'all claim to love sports movies, and that's one of the best sports movies that there is. Y'all say that, and y'all don't even live by those words. Any given Sunday. It happens, folks. It happens. All right. Next game up here. Let's see if we can run through the last 4 games here a little bit quickly here, running out a little bit of time, but who cares, right? Here we go. Next game, Chargers and the Eagles. And once again, head coaches, please take warning. I mean, if this week, we've been seeing it every week, every game, the last, 9 weeks of the season. And this week, especially, teams going crazy on fourth down. Can y'all just take the points, please? Can y'all please start taking the points? And it's really starting with Brandon Staley. He's the one that's really kicked it off of being so aggressive, going for it on fourth down in the fourth quarter, down when you can just kind of take the field goal and all that. He's like, no, we're going for it. So Brandon Staley, first time head coach. He was brought in to kind of win the close games. Remember, that's why Anthony Lynn was fired. But I think he's getting way too big for his britches out here, folks. Going for it on fourth down so many times, and even unnecessarily for no better result. And let's talk about it since we're saying it. Here we go. First drive of the game. Take the points. Second drive of the game. I really don't want y'all to go for it in fourth down, okay? Here we go. First drive of the game, he goes for it, 4th and goal from the 2. I know you're inches away from 7. I get it, but you've got to set the tone. Look at what the Cowboys did, folks. They told y'all, these players are telling y'all, don't disrespect us. They feed off of disrespect. Not taking the points is a sign of disrespect. Oh, you think you can line up against us and get 2 yards on 4th down? You think our offense is bitch made out here? What are you, crazy? And then you get stopped, and then that's all momentum going to the other team, and you get no points. They're telling y'all, the players are telling y'all, don't disrespect us. Stop going for it on 4th down in the first drive or 2. Get the points, take the lead, put the pressure on the other team. Brandon Staley, you're driving me crazy out here. Driving me crazy. This isn't even the worst of it. It gets worse, folks. It gets worse. Yes, they won. I get it. They won. I get it. But we've seen, why did Brandon Staley lose a couple of times this season? Because of the aggressiveness. Once again, the magic, the laws of averages, of probability, everything shakes out in the end. Yes, you get a good kind of luck, 2, 3, 4, 5 times all going your way. Well, you're gonna get ready for the other side of it where it doesn't go your way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to come back even, a la Patrick Mahomes. What more do y'all need to see on that? The magic is starting to 50% out. The great kind of aggressive play calling is going to start to even out here for Brandon Staley, folks. So just keep it in mind. Let's keep it in check and reel it in just a little bit. So he goes for it there. First drive, 4th and 2, does not get it. And that results into no points from the Eagles. So the Eagles did not take advantage of it, anything like that. So I get it once again. And this gives Brandon Staley the green light to kind of keep on going for it. We get another turnover on downs in the second quarter. And here we go again. 4th and 2 from the Eagles' 27-yard line. Tie game. Another chance to take the lead. He does not go for it. Why? And now you're down 10-7 heading into halftime. Take the points, jeez. And then here we go in the fourth quarter, folks. Tie game, 24-24. Here we go. 4th and 1 at the Eagles' 39-yard line. 2 minutes and 48 seconds left. Okay, it's going to be a long field goal. I get it. I'm not going to knock Brandon Staley too much for going for it and here on 4th and 1. Tie game. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. It's an okay call. I'm not going to knock him too much, but what I am going to knock him on is on 4th and 1 from the 28-yard line, tie game, 1 minute and 45 seconds left. They go for it. You're going for it when you have a chance just to put up 3 points, just to get an extra couple of yards. They end up getting it, but then they have to settle for the field goal. Well, they were able to run out the clock, so that's why they did it. But still, at the end of the day, if you don't get this, now it's 24-24, and you don't have the ball with only 1 minute and 30 seconds left. And if the Eagles don't go down and score, you lose the game. So, yes, Brandon Staley, these 4th down decisions paid off in this game. But we've seen you lose games based on those same principles and same decisions. So, I would just rein it in. I kicked the field goal here. 4th and 1 at the 28-yard line. That's, a really easy guaranteed field goal for any good field goal kicker. And then you just have your defense play out. Not trusting your defense out here. What is it? Why go for it here? Did you not trust your defense, or did you just want to be the aggressive head coach? What is it? Once again, Brandon Staley brought in to replace Anthony Lynn, who was fired for losing the close games. Is this affecting his decision making? Because I think it's going to hurt him in the long run. Week 16, 17, 18, playoff game 1, 2, 3, something like that. I would just rein it in a little bit. Please, Brandon Staley, I think you're getting a little bit, I get being aggressive. I've got no problem being aggressive. I think this is way too much uber unnecessary aggressiveness out here. Alrighty, now let's start talking about some stats from last night. Justin Herbert goes 32 of 38. What a great game that is. Holy cow, 32 of 38. 84%. Holy moly. Wow, that was great. 356 yards. Great. 2 touchdowns. No picks. Didn't fumble. What a game. Just went for it a couple times on 4th down. Damn. All right, maybe Brandon Staley has a point. Yeah, I trust Justin Herbert like that. Damn. Woof, what a game. Wow. I didn't think his stats were that good. I don't really look at the stats until the day after. I like to see the game. I like to, all right, take in the game, and then now that I have the full picture of the game, then I look at the stats. So, man, oh man, Justin Herbert. Woo. Okay, got it done. All right, running game here by the Chargers. Austin Eckler, 17 rushes for 59 yards. Justin Herbert ran the ball 5 times, 14 yards, scored a touchdown, dual threat quarterback. And then Andre Roberts, 1 rush for 9 yards. All right, who is Justin Herbert throwing to? Keenan Allen, leading receiver, 12 catches, 104 yards. Mike Williams, 2 catches, 58 yards. Their number 1 and 2 wide receiver at the top of the list. That's what we love to see. Jared Cook, their tight end, 4 catches, 48 yards. Steven Anderson, 4 catches, 39 yards, touchdown. Donald Parham, 3 catches, 39 yards, touchdown. Austin Eckler, 3 catches, 23 yards. Josh Palmer, 2 catches, 22 yards. Jalen Guyton, 1 catch, 19 yards. So, Justin Herbert, what a game. Holy cow. We'll definitely probably watch him in our Wednesday film study. I got to see these slings, folks. He was slinging the ball around. All right, and then the Eagles, Jalen Hurts going 11 of 17, another back-to-back games of really not throwing the ball that much and still putting up some decent points. 44 yards last week with Jalen Hurts not even throwing more than 150 yards, and then this week, 11 of 17 for 162 yards, putting up 24 points. So is this Nick Sirianni's offense, running game dominant, having Jalen Hurts just kind of be a game managing, throwing the ball wise? It's not bad. They've been in these games. So, all right, now we're starting to get a clear picture of what Nick Sirianni wants to run as a team here. So once again, we're just keeping tracks on this Eagles team. They are right on the cusp of being a really good, consistently competitive team. Not there quite yet. Still need to kind of win the close games and get it done in the red zone a little bit more consistently. But other than that, this team is really getting there, folks, truly. So Jalen Hurts goes 11 of 17. 64% completion percentage, 162 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and he did not fumble. Fantastic. Running game here, fantastic by the Eagles. Jordan Howard, 17 rushes for 71 yards and a touchdown. Love seeing Jordan Howard get more play out here. Jalen Hurts took off 10 times for 62 yards. Boston Scott, 10 carries for 40 yards. So overall, running back by committee. Jalen Hurts being kind of a true dual threat quarterback out here. I've got no problem with that as a primary function of his game. Overall, got it done. Running back by committee. And then who was Jalen Hurts throwing to for 162 yards? Well, Devontae Smith, 5 catches, 116 yards and a touchdown. And that's another reason why they can't pass the ball that much because they really don't have that many great wide receivers. Devontae Smith is really, really good. But then you got like Jalen Reagor, and that's really it. And then you have some good tight ends. That's really it. So get that other kind of wide receiver piece next season, folks. I'm telling y'all, next year, this Eagles team is going to be very, very good. So Devontae Smith, 5 catches, 116 yards, touchdown. Dallas Goedert, 3 catches, 43 yards. Quez Watkins, 2 catches, 9 yards. And then Jalen Reagor, 1 catch for -6 yards. And that was the only receivers all game long, folks. Only 4. So overall, the Eagles defense let them down a little bit. We thought that was their strength right there. We took Eagles +2, they lose by 3. Classic. You know, we knew this was a risk taken at only 2 points, given on how you score the ball, 3 points, 7 points, all that. And unfortunately, our nightmare came true. So Chargers get the win, 27-24. All right, then we get the Packers and the Chiefs, folks. And we can go through this one a little bit quickly here. Green Bay didn't score until their last possession, and the Chiefs could only put up 13 points. So exactly kind of what we thought. We took the Packers +7.5 points. They lose by 6, so that's a cover for us. Bingo, bango. Like we knew, this Packers team could keep the Chiefs team in check, and that's exactly what happened. Jordan Love, nothing great, nothing terrible. Moved the ball, decently right here. And, they got kind of, unfortunately, no points. First quarter, they had a missed field goal. They were able to drive to the Chiefs' 22-yard line, and they just missed it. Another field goal that was blocked right here from the Chiefs' 19-yard line in the second quarter. And then another turnover on downs here when they were at the 38-yard line. So once again, in the second quarter, in the first half, multiple opportunities to potentially score, and they just couldn't get it going. They missed the blocked field goals. They don't even attempt a longer one from 38 yards out, and that's really what happened. So Jordan Love was still able to move the ball somewhat in this game, just unfortunately couldn't come away with any points until the end of the game. And once again, I mean, keeping the game in check, the defense here for the Green Bay Packers, like we knew, got it done. So not bad overall by Jordan Love's first outing here. We'll probably watch him on Wednesday's film study, break him down a little bit more in depth. But Jordan Love goes 19 of 34. 55% completion percentage, 190 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he fumbled but didn't lose it. We had a lost fumble by Malik Taylor. So 2 turnovers here. Let's see what the Chiefs did with it. Interception came in the third quarter, and it resulted into no points for the Chiefs. Now, unfortunately, he threw the interception at the Chiefs' 24-yard line. So once again, another opportunity for points right here. So the Green Bay Packers were close of winning this game with Jordan Love. Obviously, if they don't have Jordan Love, they probably win. I don't think that's going out on too much of a limb to say that if Aaron Rodgers played this game, the Packers win the game. So Jordan Love, not bad overall. All right, and then what do we got here? Running the ball wise, Aaron Jones, 12 rushes for 53 yards. A.J. Dillon, 8 carries for 46 yards. So running back by committee, great. They ran the ball 20 times, threw the ball 34. That's a decent mix right there. All right, and then receiving wise, Jordan Love, who was he throwing to? Randall Cobb, 3 catches, 50 yards. We'll take that. A.J. Dillon, 4 catches, 44 yards. Devontae Adams, 6 receptions, 42 yards. But get this, 14 targets. He was the most targeted wide receiver by far. The next highest leading targeted receiver was Randall Cobb at 5 targets. So that's another green flag for Jordan Love, knowing who his weapon is. Devontae Adams trying to get him the ball there. So another kind of good green flag here for Jordan Love that we can continue to buy this man, I would say. Then we have Allen Lazard, 1 catch, 20 yards, touchdown. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 2 catches, 19 yards. And Josiah DeGara, 2 catches, 16 yards. So overall, not a horrible game for Jordan Love. And then for the Chiefs, a great game. They didn't turn over the ball. Patrick Mahomes, no interceptions. Nobody fumbled. Nobody muffs punt. Nothing like that. So we can finally buy this Chiefs team a little bit heading into next week. Maybe put them in our power rankings this week. Maybe bet them this week on their spread line. We'll see what it is. But we have the buyability, and that is the first step for us to officially kind of start saying that this is a good team again, having that first step of buyability. There is now buyability in the Chiefs, folks. Fantastic. And the Patrick Mahomes magic was a little bit back here. Here we go. Game sealing throw right here. 3rd and 10 at the Packers 47-yard line. They are up 13-7 with 2 minutes left. Patrick Mahomes, plenty of time to throw, rolls out of the pocket to his right, and then look at this. The Patrick Mahomes twist of the body, gets the ball down, and there it is for the first down. So once again, Patrick Mahomes is a little bit back, y'all. He's a little bit back. They didn't turn over the ball. We get Patrick Mahomes making Patrick Mahomes fantastic contorting, body twisting, all of that throws to seal the deal. So alrighty, folks, a little bit of a rough patch, but we're back with the buyability of the Chiefs heading into week 10. All right, the Patrick Mahomes goes 20 of 37. 20 of 37. What do we got? 20 of 37. We get 54% completion percentage, 166 yards. Once again, this Packers defense is the real deal, folks. So we're not going to be, 100% off of this Chiefs team because the offense didn't perform fantastic. They got the win. They didn't turn over the ball. They're doing things, making the small steps to get back into our good graces over here. Darrell Williams, leading rusher, 19 carries for 70 yards. Derek Gore, 3 catches, 13 yards. And then who was Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball to? Well, the usual suspects at the top of the list. Travis Kelce, leading receiver, 5 catches, 68 yards, touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 4 catches, 37 yards. Jerick McKinnon, 3 catches, 26 yards. And Mecole Hardman, 3 catches, 20 yards. So close game overall. Chiefs defense kind of kept them in the game there with the blocked field goal, made them kind of not want to go for the field goals the rest of the game. And, Jordan Love just couldn't get it done in this game. So well done with the Chiefs, made the plays when they need to. They're back with the bye ability. They win 13-7. All right, then we get the Cardinals at the 49ers, and this is one that we took out of our kind of moneymaker extravaganza this week. Unfortunate, Cardinals +2, and they went outright. So we took out a game when we didn't need to. Gosh dang. So this just speaks to the coaching of this Cardinals team. Once again, Cliff Kingsbury, we've been buying him all season long, and he's a real reason why that this Cardinals team won. And then after the game, we get this. Cliff Kingsbury on the Cardinals blowing out the 49ers with backup, saying, quote, "No matter who's playing, who we plug in, they show up. Next man up mentality. Everybody as a collective buying in, and that's head coaching right there. Great coaching here by Cliff Kingsbury. A huge shout out to him for why this Cardinals won the game. All right, so they win 31-17. They were scoring consistently and often. 14 points first quarter, 3 points second quarter, 14 points in the third quarter, able to get the win. Colt McCoy goes 22 of 26. Well done, Colt McCoy, 22 of 26. Definitely wish I picked him up in fantasy. Am I right, folks? Colt McCoy goes 22 of 26 for 84% completion percentage, 249 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception. Absolutely fantastic game manager, and we know that this Cardinals team has a lot of pieces right here offensively where Colt McCoy just needed to be the game manager, so he took the assignment and did it to a T, folks. Well done. Rushing wise, we have James Conner, 21 carries for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. Another reason why Colt McCoy didn't have to do it all out here. Then we have Eno Benjamin, 9 carries for 39 yards and a touchdown. And Colt McCoy got a little swaggy with it. 7 rushes himself for 23 yards. And who is he throwing to? Christian Kirk, 6 catches, 91 yards, fantastic. Then James Conner, 5 catches, 77 yards and a touchdown. Antoine Wesley, 3 catches, 62 yards. Zach Ertz, 3 catches, 27 yards. And Rondale Moore, 5 catches, 25 yards. Love seeing that, spreading the ball around, different pieces, main weapons, all of that, fantastic. It didn't turn over the ball. I mean, what a performance by the Cardinals, folks. What an absolutely great performance. Alrighty, and then the 49ers, unfortunately losing this game at home. Probably shouldn't have lost it. Unfortunate. Jimmy Garoppolo goes 28 of 40, and now once again, his starting role is going to be all over the national media. He can't get it done. He can't even beat a Cardinals team without Kyler Murray. But once again, this Cardinals defense is really, really good, folks. So Jimmy Garoppolo threw 70% completion, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw a pick. Let's see where this interception came, folks. Once again, kind of in the fourth quarter, down 31-17. Basically, game over at this point, 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. So another kind of garbage time interception by Jimmy G out here that doesn't really result too much into his overall performance. They didn't even run the ball here. Eli Mitchell, 8 carries for 26 yards. And, you did get down 17-0, so I understand, you can't really run the ball here that much in this game because you did get down big bad. And then who was Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the ball to? George Kittle, who did lose a fumble. A leading receiver, 6 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Was this his fumble? Yeah, his fumble came right on the second possession right here and gave the Cardinals great field position to go down and score a touchdown. So George Kittle, a little bit of a disappointing factor out here, a huge reason why the Cardinals were able to get out to a good scoring start, 7-0. It was on George Kittle a little bit. Then we have Brandon Ayuk, who also lost a fumble, 6 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. His fumble came off of the second touchdown here by the Cardinals, and they lose the ball at the Cardinals' 30-yard line, so giving up points, and then it results into 3 points by the Cardinals. So turnovers here by not Jimmy Garoppolo, getting out the Cardinals to good scoring starts in great starting field position. So once again, Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't deserve a lot of the blame here for the loss, but I'm sure he will get blamed the most in the national media, and I don't agree with it. Then we have third leading receiver, Deebo Samuel, 5 catches, 63 yards. Eli Mitchell, 5 catches, 43 yards. And Kyle Juszczyk, 2 catches, 14 yards. 49ers come up short, 31-17. And then the last game of the night, the Titans at the Rams, folks. Once again, stop disrespecting this Titans team. We have gone 4 weeks of taking the Titans with the points every single week, and they win outright every single week. That is absolutely cash, folks. We have made a boatload off of this Titans team. team, folks. Stop disrespecting the Titans. And I tweeted this out last night. If the Titans are not minus 20, we are going to officially predict the line at Titans minus 20 this week. If it is anything under Titans minus 20, we will take it as disrespect, and we will once again go and rob Vegas blind off of their immediate disrespect. So Titans get the win, 28-16. Absolutely fantastic. Ryan Tannehill goes 19 of 27. Let's get that completion percentage. 19 of 27, folks. 70% completion percentage. Only 143 yards. The defense was really the main focus here for this Titans team, picking off and forcing a lot of turnovers by the Rams. But Ryan Tannehill, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Interception came real early on their first drive of the game, and the Rams only scored 3 points out of it. So not the greatest there. And nobody fumbled here, so only that 1 turnover. And then who was running the ball here? Well, obviously no Derrick Henry, so Deontay Foreman, 5 carries, 29 yards. Then Jeremy McNichols, 7 carries for 24 yards. But then Adrian Peterson, 10 carries for 21 yards. And, I mean, what an absolute great job here. Once again, shout out to Frank I was going to say Frank Vogel. That is not his man. Shout out to... Oh, man, the Titans head coach. Why is it blanking me right now? Vogel. Vogel. It sounds like Frank Vogel, and it's not. Oh, man. Shout out to the Titans head coach. I apologize for beefing on this man's name. I guess I got to Google it. Titans head coach. I got to get the name right, folks. I got to give this man the right amount of respect this man deserves. Mike Vrabel, there it is. Mike Vrabel, huge shout out to this man. I mean, you sign Adrian Peterson and then you give him the ball on the 1 yard line for him to kind of go and score it. I mean, how fantastic. Didn't do anything great all game running the ball wise, but on 3rd and goal, line him up, hand him the ball. Thank you for signing with us. Thank you for kind of, not doing Dancing with the Stars. So we're going to kind of give you, a touchdown for thanking you. So once again, it's just Mike Vrabel is such a great head coach out here. He deserves so much credit for what he's been doing. Lost his offensive coordinator, brought a new one in, and this offense has not lost a step. The defense is so freaking good as well. Mike Vrabel deserves so much credit for a head coach. I mean, we can put, obviously Bill Belichick and Andy Reid, but I really say Mike Vrabel is like number 3, folks. Maybe even over Sean McVay, and I know that was a little crazy to say, but I would kind of say it. I would say it. So well done. And then who was Ryan Tannehill throwing to? A.J. Brown, 5 catches, 42 yards. Julio Jones, 4 catches, 35 yards. Jeff Swain, 4 catches, 29 yards, touchdown. Nick Westbrook-Akeen, 1 catch, 14 yards. And Jeremy McNichols, 3 catches, 11 yards. Overall, the defense got it done, picking off Matthew Stafford twice. They have any fumbles? No fumble recoveries? Okay. So just the 2 interceptions by Matthew Stafford. And once again, we have had our concerns about Matthew Stafford's decision making before, so we're definitely going to open him up here in the All 22 when it comes out for our Wednesday film study. We are going to be once again watching Matthew Stafford, the interceptions. I mean, got it taken out so many times. How many sacks did this Titans team have? We had 3 by Jeffrey Simmons, half by Landry, so that's 4 total. Sack and a half by Danico Autry, so we're at 5.5 sacks. The tackle, 4 tackles for losses, all that. So, was Matthew Stafford making the right play, not seeing what was open? I mean, we've seen this man not see wide open things right here. And once again, this Rams team has faced nobody really of great caliber the last month. Now you get a good Titans defense that bends and doesn't break. And we saw that all last night by this Titans team. And, they Titans win. Once again, folks, don't fall just in love with what the national media is hyping up, seeing how they're doing it, getting the information here by Takes by Fans. We truly get the most in-depth, unbiased look at literally every team, every player, and how they're scoring, how they're moving the ball, and how they're winning, and how they're losing. We think that is a blind spot in the national media, folks, and here we go, cashing in 4 straight weeks of taking the Titans plus the points when everybody was off of the Titans, taking against their points and all that, and they win these games outright. It's not like the Titans, lost by 6 and they had a 7-point spread and they just covered here against the Rams and, plus 7 against the Bills and they only lose by 6, so no, they're winning outright with getting 6, 7, 8 points, folks. All right, and then we get Darrell Henderson rushing. Or, hang on, we got to talk about Matthew Stafford. We said his interceptions. Let's see where they came in this game. First interception came in the second quarter, results in a touchdown for the Titans to get outscoring, and then another interception, and it goes for a pick six, and then they punt, and then another touchdown. So 21 points real quick by this Titans team that really kind of wins them the game, folks. Really, that stretch right there by Matthew Stafford loses them the game. And, we get this by Matthew Stafford. Just not getting it done consistently, making some big blunders, and kind of getting bailed out because he faced subpar teams. They lose against the Cardinals, they lose against the Titans. Two of the best teams that they face, they beat the Bucs. So they're kind of 1-2 over their three real good competition games, if you will. So let's get his completion percentage up here. He goes 31 of 48. 31 of 48 is 64%, real solid. 294 yards, solid. 1 touchdown, okay. 2 interceptions, not good. Darrell Henderson, 11 rushes for 55 yards. Sony Michel, 7 rushes for 20 yards. And then who was Matthew Stafford throwing to? Robert Woods, 7 catches, 98 yards. Cooper Kupp, 11 catches, 95 yards. Tyler Higbee, 5 catches, 51 yards. Von Jefferson, 3 catches, 41 yards. So love seeing that, him airing it out. But unfortunately, made a couple of mistakes. So Rams lose 28-16. And then we get this stat right here out of this game. In the first game without Derrick Henry this season, the Titans defeated Matthew Stafford and the Rams despite only having 69 rushing yards. That is their fewest rush yards in a win since Week 3 in 2012. A 44-41 win against Matthew Stafford and the Lions. So Matthew Stafford just can't beat this Titans team with no rushing game. What is that all about? So Titans get the win. We will still be betting the Titans next week, and I can guarantee you they won't get any points next week, but we will swallow all the points. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us today, folks. We are out of here. We are live back tomorrow, noon Eastern. To what do we got going on tomorrow? Updating our power ranking, shouting out the tight ends, breaking down the NBA, and breaking down the Monday night game. What do we got? Steelers and Bears tonight. Should be a good one. So we're back tomorrow live noon Eastern. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.